you so much for the oral splendor of that Kirtanam, dear children. We would like to welcome Mr. Bharat Ganapati to the stage for delivering a lecture on the Vedas. Mr. Bharat Ganapati is an IT engineer by profession and a disciple of Sri Muralidhara Swamiji and propagates the practical aspects of Indian spirituality to the world.
Herr Bharat Ganapati, Lehrling des Sri Muralidhara Swamiji, wird uns nun etwas über die Vedic-Kultur erzählen.
कलये सुंदराकारं सदैकप्रियदर्शनम् अज्ञाननाशकं देवं सद्गुरुं मुरलीधरं नाम संकीर्तनं यस्य सर्वपापप्रणाशनं प्रणामो दुःखशमनः तं नमामि हरिं परं कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। I pray at the lotus feet of my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Sri Muralidhara Swamiji, and thank and wish the organizers that this Hindu Verein's first event in Frankfurt, the Hindu Sammelan, this event is becoming an annual affair, and a lot of people come and we try to propagate the speciality and the importance of Hinduism to all the people here. So normally we have seen people who feel attached to either their caste or to their language that they speak or the region they come from. But there is a little bit of hesitation in announcing that I am this belonging to so and so religion. This attachment to the religion is not so easily coming in this new generation. This is because of the reason that we are not too informed about what is this religion, what is the importance of it, what is the significance of it. So without this information known to everyone, so this attachment to the religion does not come. So what is the speciality? Why should we all feel proud to be, for example, an Hindu is because the bedrock of Hinduism we all know are the scriptures. So we have the 4 Vedas, the Itihasas, the Puranas, the Upanishads. So if you look at all these Upanishads and these Vedas and all, you will never find the word mentioned as Hindu or Hinduism. How I can relate this is because if you see the postage stamps that we put on the postal envelopes, for example, the United Kingdom is the only country in this world which does not have the name of the country listed in the stamp. Every other stamp that you see in this world will have the name of the country which published that stamp, but the United Kingdom do not have the country name in it. Similarly, when the world, because that is the reason for that is because they are the first ones to introduce the postage stamp, so there was no need to mention United Kingdom or England in that. Similarly, the very first religion of this world was Hinduism. So only when there are 2 or 3 different things to differentiate one from the other, we have a name. So the only religion that existed in this world at the very beginning was Hinduism, so there was no need to have a name for it. That's why this name Hindu or Hinduism is never found in any of the scriptures. So only the historians who came a little later, they found the people to be living along the river Sindh. So this was called Sindhuism and then Sindhus, which became Hindu and Hinduism later. So such an ancient language is Hinduism. So we should all be proud of this being a Hindu. So can you all please repeat with me once? I love Christianity. I love Islam, but I am proud to be a Hindu. So this is such an ancient language, and I have explained that it didn't have a name in the initial times. So this is such an ancient language, so that is the only reason probably we should be very proud of it. And we can also say that Hinduism is not a religion, it is a way of life. It has a lot of scientific truths revealed in the Vedas. There are a lot of medical things mentioned in this. There is a lot of psychology. There is a lot of everything in Hinduism in all the scriptures. How I can mention that it has science is because if I can tell, for example, 1 or 2 examples, you will easily find it out. In Atharvana Veda, there is a verse which speaks about water. It says, Pranan ekam anyadve. We always know that prana means the oxygen, the life force. Ekam means one. Anya means the others, and dve means two. So two portions of oxygen and one portion of oxygen and two portion of other. This we all find today mentioned in science as the chemical property of water as H2O. So then if you go to a very big temple in India, you can find that the Lord Surya in the Navagraha is always sitting on a chariot with 7 horses. So it's not 8 horses, it's not 9 horses, but exactly 7 horses. What does this number 7 signify? If you deeply look into it, you can find that the rays of the sun, the sunlight has 7 colors inside it. So that is represented by the 7 horses. So if the 7, you can also easily find today in science, we know that the rainbow is formed by this color called Vibgya, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red, something like this. And also in Vedas, you find another reference in terms of a verse which says, Chandramasi Krishnam. So we all know Chandran means moon, the moon, we all know Chandran represents moon, and Krishna we all know, in the calendars we find Krishna is slightly blue in color, but actually Lord Krishna is a very dark person, he is a very black in color. So this verse says there is some relation between this moon and a black color. So if you go to a planetarium today, you will find that they have kept a sand, they have said the sand has been taken from moon, and if you find it, it is black in color. So a lot of such things we can find that there is a revelation between these things in the Veda and the science that we are celebrating today. And also if you have seen, there will be a mantra which normally people tell when they offer food to God. It goes like this, Prana Yaswagaka, Abana Yaswagaka, Udana Yaswagaka, Samana Yaswagaka. This mantra, so we don't know, probably we are doing too many things, but we don't know the exact purport of it, what is the meaning of it. So this mantra, if you take it beautifully, look at how the verses have come and the mantras. We always know that prana means the oxygen, the life force, it has a tendency to go upwards. Pranaya Swaga means that life force which goes upwards. And then Abanan is, this body has a lot of gases contained in this body. So one such gas is called Abanan. Abanan is the impure gas that has the property to go downwards. And similarly, we human beings, when we give up our life, we have Navatvaras, 9 holes in this body, the eyes, the ears and all. And someone's life when he is dying will go through one of this. The life force will move out through one of these holes. But there is a small hole in between the tongue and the nose. There is a small hole. And for some people when they are dying, the life force will exit outside like this, through this hole, then their heart will break, Kapala Moksham they call it. So you can see this in the lives of Siddhas. So there is a gas or what you call, which is called Udanan. So that defines how the body is giving up its force. And then we have people, old age people, we find that they have a problem with their knees, they have a problem with their joints. So they say that it has a muchu pudipu, they tell. There is this gas which is kind of spread throughout this body. That is Vyanan. Vyabit irupadu Vyanan. So Vyanaya Swaga represents that. And then we have another gas which actually balances our heartbeat, the blood pressure, the blood sugar, all this is kept balanced. Saman means balance. So there is a gas which kind of balances everything in this life. So this Pranaya Swaga, Apanaya Swaga, Udanaya Swaga, Samanaya Swaga is meaning how this body is kind of functioning beautifully in a medical term. So a lot of such things I can keep on telling. And if you also see, normally people when speak in the West at least, when people speak about Hinduism, they have a very common complaints, a few complaints. So one of these complaints is normally why does Hinduism have too many gods? Why are there too many ways to attain God? So for example, immediately I think after my session, after 1 hour more sessions, I think we are going to have lunch. So if all the people go there and there we are finding only dal chawal and nothing else, not everyone will be happy. So we are different people, we are coming from different backgrounds, we have a different type of brought up of our, so it depends on your religion, depends on your caste, it depends on the language you speak, it depends on the region you come from. So everybody is a different person, everybody's mindset is different, everybody's maturity level is different. So if all of us go outside and find only dal chawal, it is kind of very annoying for us, right? So people are different, so everybody has a different taste. Everybody has a different style. So according to their own style and things, people should be able to attach to their own God. So that's why we have favorite gods. We have so many gods in Hinduism. So we have so many ways of worship. So this all depends. So it's not a common path for everyone. According to one's own wish, you can follow your own path. You can have your own favorite deity. So that's the beauty of Hinduism. Also, people say a lot of things in Hinduism are superstitious. Probably we don't understand how it was kind of came into existence, why the people told like this. But if you take a deep look into it, everything has a psychology. Everything is nothing is a superstition there. For example, if we know in our ancient places and even today our mom and people like them, when you are going outside, for example, you are starting to office or you are going for a marriage or something, and if a glass falls down and breaks, people normally tell that this is a bad omen, so please do not leave the house or do not start the work. So if you look at it carefully, we think this could be a superstition, but this is not a superstition, because normally how we do is, if I have a piece of paper in my hand, I will be very careless with it. I will drop it like this. But if it's a glass, I tend to be very careful with handling the glass. In spite of me being careful and trying to handle it very carefully, the glass falls down and it breaks. That means my mind is not in a very stable state. Anything that you do in this world, when the mind is not stable or very calm, it will not come out successfully. So in Tamil, there is a saying which says, Padarada Karyam Siddharada, meaning when you are not in a very good state of mind, when your mind is not at peace, anything that you do will not come out successful. So for this reason, when you break glass, that means you are not very calm in your mind. So when you are going out, you will be very disturbed. So that is the reason why people said that if a glass breaks down, please do not do the job immediately or you do not go out. So a lot of such things, nothing is superstitious, everything has a meaning. And also, even if you look at gods, we spoke about too many gods in Indian Hindu religion, right? If you look at the gods, we all know that we call Trimurti. We have the god of Brahma who is kind of creating this world. Then we have Shiva, which is finally destroying it, and then we have Vishnu who is sustaining this world. You beautifully look at this, how the gods and their consorts are organized. To create something, you need knowledge. So Brahma is having Saraswati as his consort. To sustain this world, we need place where people can live, and then people need money for it, Artham. So we have Sri Devi, Bhudevi as the consort of Lord Vishnu. Then we need Shakti to kind of destroy this world. So Shiva has Shakti as the consort. So beautifully, if you look at this, I also tell, my Guruji always says, the English word God actually comes from Hinduism. How you can tell is, Vishnu, we know Brahma is creating it, so he is generating this world. Then we have Vishnu who is organizing, running this, sustaining this world, so Vishnu is the organizer. Then we have Shiva who will, in the Pranaya Kala, will destroy this world, he is the destroyer. So look at the word God, it is G-O-D. G represents Brahma, the generator. O represents the organizer Vishnu, D represents the destroyer Shiva. So such beautiful things are there in Hinduism. So normally, if the what I also spoke about the ancientness of Hinduism and what is the speciality of Hinduism, if you look at every single religion in this world, we find that Christianity was propounded by Lord Jesus. We know when Lord Jesus was born and when this religion was formed, there is a history. We know when Islam was founded by Muhammad Prophet, then we know when this religion was founded and the Prophet, when he was born, there is a history. We similarly for Buddhism, Sikhism, any religion that you take in this world, there is a founder of this religion and there is a history when this religion was founded. The period is known. But for Hinduism, nobody can tell who founded this religion. Whom can we tell founded Hinduism? There is nobody. Probably we can say Sage Vyasa, but Sage Vyasa is one of the one who kind of organized the Vedas, but he is not the one who found the religion. And we have absolutely no history about when this Max Muller, we know, is a famous German researcher. After the end of his research, he said, Rig Veda is the first literature of humankind. Such is the ancientness of this Hinduism. So I can go on and on telling about the beauty of Hinduism. So I request the organizers, probably next time I should get more time, because this time I got only 15 minutes. And I think I consumed the first 8-9 minutes of my talk. So far I tried to touch your intellect. So the remaining 6-7 minutes I have, I want to touch your heart. How I can touch is, we all know that various gods and there are various paths to attain God, and we have known. So we have different yugas. Hinduism also speak about the time period. So we have different yugas, the Krita Yuga, the Treta Yuga, the Dwapara Yuga and the Kali Yuga. So we are all living in this age called Kali Yuga. So this Kali Yuga, if you take an example of how the changes have happened in this world and how the Yuga has become, in the Krita Yuga people were very pure. They were able to do meditation. They were able to attain God during that, with that. Then in the next Yuga, people were doing yoga, this kind of stuff. They were able to attain God through that. Then the next yuga, people were during the karma marga, they were able to attain God through that. We are living in this age called the Kali Yuga. What is the change in this Kali Yuga? What is the speciality of this Kali Yuga if you take? The first yuga we know, in the Veda mantras we can find, there will be a reference always like Deva, Ashura, Deva, Ashura, Deva, Ashura. Meaning the Devas were living in one world and the Asuras were living in a different world. So these two are two different worlds. So the good and the bad were in different worlds, we can call it. Then in the next yuga, the yuga is of the Lord Rama's yuga, the Treta yuga. Rama was the one who was representing goodness and Ravana was the one who is representing badness. The good and bad, instead of being in two different worlds, become in the two different countries, adjoining countries. In the next yuga, if you see the life of Lord Krishna's maternal uncle, his own uncle is a Kamsa. Kamsa, he is the demon. So the good and bad were in different worlds, the good and bad were in different countries, then the good and bad was in the same family. So the Kali Yuga's beauty is that we all will be having great friends, great relatives. They will all very smilingly will smile at us, they will be very courteous to us, they will speak to us, but you can never make out if somebody is causing good for you or causing bad for you. So you will never be able to differentiate the bad from good. That is the age of this yuga. I can also tell this, I think, because all of us, we know, we are all reading in newspapers and all, the spirituality is going to become a business in Kali Yuga. A lot of fake Swamijis will come, a lot of fake Gurus will come, a lot of people will tell very difficult things, different things. So it's absolutely in the name of spirituality. So that is the, what do you call this significance or the property of this Kali Yuga. So I spoke about Dhyana, I spoke about Yoga Marga, I spoke about Karma Marga and then Bhakti Marga. Everything is great, no doubt about it. Because otherwise without that our rishis, our sages and our scriptures will not speak about any of these paths which are not great. So all these are great paths, but we have to ask a very simple question to us. Are all these paths suitable to this modern age? Let us take our own lives. We have different problems in life. We are distracted by internet, we are distracted by TV, we are distracted by so many other things. We have food which is not very pure, so the food and the mind has a direct relation. So what you eat is what is actually causing your thoughts also. So in such a situation, can everyone, so we are speaking about universal brotherhood, we are speaking about a common mode for everyone. So can everyone do yoga in this age? Can everyone do meditation in this age? Can everyone do karma marga in this age? So we speak about universal brotherhood and all this stuff. A religion or a path should not be for a elite set of people or a special group of people. It should be common for all. So if we take meditation, for example, Dhyana Marga, so what is Dhyana? Dhyana is not just closing your eyes and sitting for some time. Meditation is controlling your mind. What is mind? Mind is a collection of thought. Can we just simply control thought? Probably not all of us, because there is a lot of influences, there are a lot of external factors for the mind to be calm. So in Viveka Chudamani, Adi Shankara beautifully tells, there is a fish. Normally how they catch a fish is because they put that small thundil something, they keep a small insect at that and they put it into the water. The fish has a tendency of losing its senses because of the tongue. So it is so attracted by the worm, so the fish comes to eat this and then it's caught. Similarly, an elephant, normally how they will hunt an elephant is because they will put a female elephant in the ground and they will dig a deep pit kind of thing next to the female elephant. So the male elephant comes, it's so fond of rubbing against it, the touch feeling. So it comes near that thing and then it falls into the pit. So that's how they capture the elephant. So similarly a deer, normally a deer is able to run very fast, but how they hunted the deer is because they will actually they have a vadyam, a trumpet kind of thing, they will blow it, it's like a conch. They make a sound, so the deer is attracted by the sound, so it suddenly stops and it turns like this, they put an arrow and then they kill the deer. Similarly, a small insect in this lamp, for example, Vittal Puchi we call, so this is attracted by the light, so it goes there and follows it and dies it. So similarly, an insect, there is a lotus flower, so it is attracted by the fragrance. So it goes and sits on the lotus flower closes itself in the evening, then it dies. So all the senses, the fish is attracted by the tongue, there is a touch for the elephant, there is a sound for the deer, there is attraction by the light for the insect. So every living being in this world has some kind of a sense through which it is also finding its end. If you take the life of human being, you can find that we are attracted or distracted by the ear, the sound, the sight, the touch, the taste, everything. So we are, human beings are like this. So in such a situation in the world that we are living today, to control mind and do meditation is probably a great thing, but not for all, not for the common person. Similarly, if you do yoga, so when I again here, Narayan and the colleagues, Prakash, Narayan and the colleagues asked me if I want to sit down and speak or if I want to stand. I said I cannot sit down on the floor because my body is like this. I have a problem. I cannot sit for a few minutes. I think you're all sitting comfortably in a chair, but still I could see a movement. So people cannot sit idle for too long time. So the Yoga Marga also, Patanjali's Yoga Marga says it's consisting of 8 steps. It's called Ashtanga Yoga. Yama, Niyama, Achana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Samadhi. There are 8 stages of it. So I am not able to even sit idle for some time. Asana is just one small portion of this. So asana is also not one single asana. There are too many asanas. So if I sit with a normal thing, it's called Padmasana. With one leg put above this, it's called Virasana. With both legs like this, Padmasana. There are so many asanas. If I sit like a peacock, it's called Mayurasana. Then if I sit like a hen, it's called Kukudasana. There are so many asanas, but I cannot sit even for a few minutes on the floor. So that's the nature of my body. So we have a lot of people in the world we know who do not have a very good physical state. They cannot sit for long. So without able to even sit in a simple asana for some time, Yoga Marga is again very great, but can it be affordable for every single person in this world? Is it common for all? No, I doubt it. Similarly, Karma Marga, see, anything that we do in this world should not be created by an individual. It should have the sanction of our scriptures. So scriptures, our Vedas, it should be approving of it. So Karma Marga means it's how it should be done. There should not be a single word that's mispronounced when you recite the Vedas. If a puja has to be done in this way, it has to be done in this way. We cannot compromise on that, no doubt. If you do this, probably you might think, okay, I'm doing it out of love, but why should I get a sin if I'm doing it in a wrong way? Because that's what the scriptures say. That is the authority. We are not the people to define this. So the scriptures, it has to be done as per that. So Karma Marga means it has to be according to the paper. There is absolutely no possibility to kind of compromise according to our wishes and fancies. It's not possible. So a Karma Marga also is not so simple. When you do a puja, there are a lot of restrictions. How the havan should happen. For example, the scriptures clearly say, don't mistake me, that such a havan cannot happen outside of the Jambu Dvipa. Jambu Dvipa is this place consisting of this India, Indonesia, this kind. A havan cannot happen in a place other than this. Similarly, what you offer, how you offer a cow's milk, ghee, so everything has a rule how it has to be. We cannot find a proper good cow's milk today in these days. So everything has some kind of a rule how it has to be done. So a Karma Marga is also not that simple. So we have to do Bhakti. Bhakti is probably quoted, as I said, the different yugas has a different set of things prescribed. So Kali Yuga has prescribed Bhakti Marga as the path for all. And within Bhakti Marga also there are 9 types of Bhaktis. Navavida Bhakti they say. So Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmani Vedanam, there are 9 types of Bhakti. So that is also not easy to be followed by all of us. So we know that there are 108 Upanishads. Out of this 108 Upanishads, only one Upanishad has the name of the present age, which is called Kalisantarana Upanishad. And this Kalisantarana Upanishad very clearly says that the path for everyone in this world, in this Kali Yuga, is chanting of Lord's names. So what is chanting of Lord's names? You just recite the name of God. So we have so many gods. Which God name should I recite? So the Kalisantara Upanishad says Mahamantra can be chanted in this age. Mahamantra means this Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare is the mantra that can be chanted in this age. This can be, what is the beauty of this Mahamantra means? It is for all. It has absolutely no rules and restrictions. It can be chanted at any time, at any place, by anybody speaking any language, following any religion, praying to whichever favorite god they have, anybody. So it doesn't differentiate between men, women, it doesn't differentiate between the rich and the poor, it doesn't do any kind of discrimination. It is a common path for all. And you can always also think, when I say chant the name of God, it is very simple. So you don't need to have a special time for that, you don't need to have a special place for that. You can do your normal work in this world. You can do your normal stuff, you can go to office, you can be cooking at your home, or you are driving the car, whatever you are doing, you are able to do this. So you don't need to have any kind of special efforts for this. It's such a simple thing. When I say please meditate, you have to teach him how to do this, and it's not so easy to control the mind. Similarly for yoga, similarly for the bhakti marga, similarly for the karma marga. But when I tell somebody, please tell the name of Rama or Krishna, he cannot say, I cannot tell, because he will say, I cannot tell Rama, or I cannot tell Krishna. He is already telling it. It's such a simple path. So it's not something that somebody has created, it is mentioned in our scriptures. So it's such a different path, easy path for every one of us. So what I want to do now is, all of us have different kind of prayers. So everyone has a different kind of ambition in life. They want to achieve something. Everybody has a different set of worries, different set of problems. So we all pray for a common cause first. So individual prayers are very powerful, and a mass prayer like this, when all of us try to get together and pray, is even powerful. So we can do a small prayer now, and then we can close this session. So for what we should pray, we should be very clear in this, so we can have a common cause. So let there be peace and prosperity in this world. Let there be no terrorism, no violence in this world. Let everyone be very happy living in this world. And let us pray that Hindu Verein is very successful in all its endeavors. It conducts a lot of such events and plays a beautiful role in spreading the Sanathana Dharma throughout the world. So we pray for such a common cause, and we have all of us have come here. So all of us, our relatives, our friends, those who have not come, all our relatives in India, wherever they are, all might have some kind of a problem in their life. So somebody wants to get married soon. Married people want to have beautiful kids. The kids should study properly. We should all come up in life. Students should read well. All of our kids should study well, and then all of us should lead a healthy life. Our elders, parents, everybody who is there in India, they all should have a very healthy life. And we all need money, so let us all earn money in a very good way. Let us all